It's one of the most famous maritime disasters in history, the sinking of the RMS Titanic in 1912. Over 1,500 people lost their lives in the icy waters of the North Atlantic, and for more than a century, the tragedy has haunted the world. But what if we told you that something or someone never left the wreckage? This is the real story behind the ghost of the Titanic, a chilling, emotional journey through history, mystery, and the unexplained. It began, as many ghost stories do, with a skeptic. In 1991, deep-sea explorer and marine archaeologist Dr. Rebecca Corwin joined a research crew tasked with capturing new footage of the Titanic's remains. As the submersible descended nearly 12,500 feet below the ocean surface, Dr. Corwin felt a sudden and inexplicable wave of nausea. "I thought it was just nerves," she later admitted, "but I had this overwhelming feeling that someone was watching us." The descent went smoothly until they reached the promenade deck. On the camera feed, a faint blur passed by the windows. At first, the crew thought it was marine life, but then came the whisper. A voice, faint, feminine, unmistakable. "Please help us." The feed cut to static. When it returned, one of the submersible's internal cameras showed what appeared to be the reflection of a woman in a white dress, standing perfectly still in the background. There was no one else on board the sub. News of the incident was quietly buried, chalked up to technical glitches and psychological stress. But whispers began to circulate among deep-sea researchers and naval historians. There's something down there, and it doesn't want to be forgotten. In 2003, a group of documentary filmmakers descended to the wreck to shoot a special on Titanic's centennial. They too reported strange phenomena: cold spots in temperature-controlled cabins, malfunctioning equipment, and most chilling of all, tapping sounds from inside the wreck itself. Morse code. The message? Still here. To understand the full story, we must go back to the beginning. The Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, on April 10, 1912. It was the largest and most luxurious ocean liner of its time, nicknamed the Ship of Dreams. On board were the wealthy elite, immigrants seeking a new life, and over 900 crew members. Among the passengers was a young woman named Eleanor Griffith, a 24-year-old newlywed traveling in second class. Her husband, Thomas, had saved for 5 years to buy their tickets to America. According to historical records, Eleanor was last seen near the grand staircase, clutching her wedding ring as the ship began to list. She never made it onto a lifeboat, but her name would not be forgotten. In 2012, on the 100th anniversary of the Titanic sinking, a team of researchers unveiled a recovered suitcase found near the wreck. Inside were personal items: a comb, a pair of gloves, and a water-damaged journal. The name etched inside, Eleanor G. Pages of the journal were miraculously preserved. In it, Eleanor wrote about her dreams of starting a family, her fear of the journey, and a strange recurring nightmare of water closing in from all sides. Her final entry read, "If anything happens, I hope someone remembers me. I don't want to disappear." Since that discovery, dozens of paranormal investigations have taken place surrounding Titanic artifacts housed in museums around the world. Visitors have reported hearing faint sobbing, smelling salt water, and even seeing ghostly figures reflected in the glass. One particular museum in Las Vegas houses a reconstructed piece of the Titanic's hull. Security footage from 2015 shows a shadowy figure walking through the exhibit at 3:07 a.m., the exact time the Titanic sank. No alarms were triggered. No doors opened. In 2017, psychic medium Ava Monroe was invited to participate in a closed session at the Titanic exhibit in Belfast. Surrounded by authentic relics, she sat silently for over an hour. When she finally spoke, her voice had changed. She said her name was Eleanor, the psychic claimed. She said she stayed to remind the world of what was lost, that no one should ever forget. That clip has since gone viral on social media, garnering over 25 million views. The comment section is filled with similar stories. People who dreamed of drowning despite never visiting the ocean, children who described the Titanic in stunning detail without ever being taught about it, and visitors who claimed to have seen a woman in a white dress standing by the railing of the exhibit. So, is the ghost of the Titanic real, Or is it just the collective trauma of a world-changing disaster that refuses to fade? Dr. Corwin returned to the site once more in 2022, this time with advanced imaging technology. As she floated outside the ship's ballroom, her equipment captured a temperature spike, one that traced the shape of a person. "It's not about fear anymore," she said. "It's about respect. If Eleanor or any of them are still there, they just want to be remembered." Today, the Titanic lies quietly at the bottom of the sea, slowly being claimed by the ocean. But its legacy lives on, not just in history books or movies, but in whispers, shadows, and maybe the presence of a ghost who made a simple request. Don't let me disappear. If you felt this story, subscribe for more true-life mysteries and historical hauntings. Because sometimes the past doesn't stay buried, and sometimes the sea keeps secrets